hello, my Crystal Loves Texas family. How's everybody doing today? Y'all in the rodeo spirit? You in the rodeo spirit, Rebecca? Rebecca doesn't like the rodeo. Okay, I had to ask her that. But it's that time of year here in Houston. And we are giving a nod to that Western heritage that is indicative of Texas all over the world. And with that in mind, this is a familiar face, isn't it? Who is this face, Rebecca?
It's the professor.
Rebecca lovingly refers to Dr. Obi as the professor. This is Dr. Jason Obi of Texas Southern University. And Dr. Obi, I don't want to get it wrong, so you tell me, the interim dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Science here. I did it right.
Maybe I shouldn't call him professor
anymore. Because that was a long title.
It's all good. My mama called me Jason.
Okay. And Miss Tamika, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Tamiko Meeks, and I am a professor of history at the Texas Southern University.
That is awesome, because we're both history teachers.
Yay!
I love it. I love it when I see other people who are in the history. I love history.
I love it too.
Yes,
of course.
Yes. Well, listen, we are here today because last year at this time, Dr. Obi called me and said, we are having a fundraising event at the school to celebrate and to raise money and support our college. And it's called Boots and Bling. So as soon as he said Boots and Bling, I said, I'm in.
Right.
So
because Crystal loves a great bling.
And I have, let me tell you, and I probably have 100 pair of cowboy boots. I know. I'm that girl.
That's a lot of cowboy boots.
I don't have 100 pair, but I gotta see myself.
And I have none.
Yeah, she won't buy them. But Dr. Obi, can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming Boots and Bling, the second annual annual Boots and Bling fundraiser coming up next weekend?
Okay, so Boots and Bling, rodeo after the rodeo at Texas Southern University, is an opportunity for us to raise money for scholarships for CoLab students. CoLab stands for the College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences. Previously, we'd been having sort of fundraising dinners, and that was my responsibility when I was assistant dean at the college. And, you know, we have a big one for the whole university, and the plates are like 300 something bucks a plate.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So we couldn't charge that much. And it was also a competing thing with other colleges on campus.
Right.
So I said, well, let's do something that will be fun, that will have a lower price threshold for people to get in and enjoy it.
Yes.
And it also would be a thing that would help to raise money. Because when we did the other kind, so much of our money also went into costs, right?
Absolutely.
So I thought this would be a fun thing. And we had a great time last year. And this year we want to make it even bigger and more successful.
Yes. Now, you know, it is a fundraiser. And you reminded me of something when we were chatting on text last night. And you said, this is important because a lot of people don't realize this. But every student that comes through TSU at some point comes through the College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Science. Explain that a little bit.
Well, you know, people specialize in different things, but just as you said correctly, every single student takes courses in CoLabs, right? Because we cover history.
Okay.
We cover English.
Yes.
We cover social work. We cover sociology.
Yes.
We cover psychology. We cover visual and performing arts, which includes theater and painting. And of course, my area of expertise, music. So every course in the core curriculum is a CoLabs course. So we service the entire university, every single student.
And I never thought about that either.
And I'm going to tell you, last year when my sister and I came out, it was so much fun. I actually got to ride the mechanical bull.
Oh, wow.
There was a mechanical bull there. I had no idea. There was a mechanical bull there, and it was hard. It was hard. There was a young man who was operating the mechanical bull, and I kept telling him to go faster, go faster. And I think because I was not a spring chicken, he wouldn't go so fast because he didn't want to throw me off. But it was so much fun. It was my first time getting to do that. So what can people kind of expect, Tamiko, when they come to the event?
They can definitely expect to be on that mechanical bull again.
Yes.
And we will have a plethora of vendors. We expect to have face painting. We also expect to have other vendors such as, can I look at this?
Sure.
This list. Thank you. We'll have handbag vendors. We'll have Mary Kay. There'll be hat vendors. So if you need a cowgirl
I
hat,
bought my favorite sunglasses there last year.
Look,
Yes.
you'll have that. There'll be handmade soap there.
Yes.
Also, there'll be pickle vendors there.
Wow.
So, you know, people like
Gourmet
those
pickles.
Kool-Aid
Yes.
pickles,
Yes.
we'll have
Yes.
that there. There'll also
Oh my
be
goodness.
specialized desserts and natural juices and cleanses. And there'll also be the Lick food truck. Did you have that last year?
Yes. The food trucks were awesome.
Oh, they were.
The food trucks were
They
awesome.
They
Yes.
were incredible. There'll also be Scentsy, the candles, the wax
Yes.
candles will be out there. And then there'll be trucks out there for children's accessories and ladies' accessories. So there'll be lots of stuff out there for
And for
everybody.
plus size ladies, I saw that. They
Yes, that's
confirmed this as well.
awesome. That's awesome. And this is something that I asked Dr. Obi because I knew that people were going to ask about this. You told me, and I like this concept. You told me that you don't necessarily want to have vendors who are competing, out there. You want, each of the vendors to kind of have their own niche.
Mhm.
So if you didn't hear of a niche that Miss Tamiko just read, you can contact the college.
Yeah.
And see if maybe there's something that you can provide.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is we're more concerned with that with food vendors, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So we don't want two barbecue trucks, for
Right.
example, because then one of the barbecue truck people can be mad at me. But,
Exactly.
but I think hats come in different styles. So one person
That's
may
right.
have cowboy hats,
Yes.
the next person may have crocheted hats
That's
or
right.
whatever. So that they will not really be competing with
That's
each other
true.
and that kind of a thing. It's just the food trucks that we are a little bit careful about duplicating that.
And that makes sense.
Right.
And one thing that I was saying, because I remember this a couple of years back when you have events like this, especially Texas Southern University is situated right there in the heart of the center of Houston.
Mhm.
And we've got literally 3 days after your event, 2 days after the event is our
election.
primary election.
Right.
And this is an opportunity that if you happen to be running for something that people in that area need to be able to meet you and see your face and shake your hand and ask you questions, that this may be the place for you to be. So I would definitely reach out to Dr. Obi at the college and see about getting a booth. That's important.
And since a lot of the politicians are alums,
They
of
are.
CSU, whether
They
they
are.
are the undergraduate school or the law school, I'm
Yes.
sure that they are going to be out in full force.
Well, we'll be happy to make room for politicians and other vendors that don't duplicate the services that we're already offering.
Yes.
To a big degree. But we need to know soon because we've got to
Absolutely.
provide for the space and the tables and so forth for them to be accommodated. But I
Okay.
think that certainly for people who offer those kinds of services or want to get out and be known, we're very happy to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing that we really want to highlight is that this is to showcase our students
Right.
and having the students really front and center, because this is to raise money
For them.
for the students.
Right. So when you say showcase your students, kind of give us an idea of some of the things that we may get to see when we come out there. When you say showcasing your students, are there going to be performances? Are there going to be
There will be student
music?
performances. We're going to have, this is a new idea, did we call it TSU Next Idol? Collab's Next Idol competition.
Yes.
So we're going to have students are going to enroll to be a part of that and to compete for prizes. A $250 first prize, a $100 second prize, and I think we said $100 or $75
And
third prize.
we all know college students love money.
Yes,
Listen,
they-
look, and the college professors love money too. That's a whole different story.
And that's guaranteed to bring out the more age demographics.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and these are going to be students, and also
Yes.
going to be an open stage with student performances as well at different parts of the day. So it should be a fun day. Last year we had a Zydeco band come in from Louisiana.
Yes. People
But
were
this year we thought,
line dancing.
let's, we've got talented kids here. We're raising
Yes.
money for student scholarships. Let's have the students showcase this.
Yes,
That's what
I absolutely love that, because when I was looking online today and you sent me those videos of the jazz, ensembles that you all have, you guys have got some talented
We
students
do.
over
we do.
there.
Absolutely.
Are the students excited? I mean, what is the student mood about them performing for collab this year?
Well, the students always enjoy performing, of course. My home department is the Department of Music, and as you suggested, the jazz program has been top notch
Mhm.
under Howard Harris, and then under Horace Young, and now under Brian Perez. They sang. I'm always talking about singing. They performed, both singing and otherwise, at the International Monterey Jazz Festival in Monterey, California.
I
this year.
heard
Yes.
about that.
And so we love to talk about that. But we also feature students who sing classical music, students who play classical piano, all kinds of things we teach in that music department. And this is
Right.
not just for music students. Let me say that. I don't
Uh-huh.
want to lean too much. These scholarships go to students across the college
Yes.
Yes.
in all of those departments that I mentioned.
Yes.
And so by donating to that, you're donating to students in every single area that Collabs services, which is all of the liberal arts and the behavioral sciences.
And with that in mind, Dr. Obi, I want people to just see this video, and I want people to kind of get an idea of exactly where their money goes and what it helps the TSU students be able to participate in. So we're going to look at this, and then I want you to tell us a little bit about it.
Okay.
From the bus to the practice room, Texas Southern University's choir is spreading the gospel across the Monterey Jazz Festival.
And I'm just grateful that they thought of us to come back, and we're the only HBCU choir that got to come back and sing. So I'm just very grateful, and I'm very privileged to have this opportunity to come back.
And when Jesus got there, he said, for the benefit.
TSU sophomore Kyla Anderson is excited to show off what makes TSU's choir truly different.
This year, it's kind of like all about us, and we definitely get to show what we have to bring to the table.
Dr. Obi is proud of his choir.
These are extremely talented students, very independent, and they've just made us very proud in this rehearsal today, how they comport themselves, their level of preparation, how cooperative they've been. Just very exciting to be here in this beautiful setting and to work with these very talented students.
Tammy Hall is ecstatic to work with the TSU choir for a second year in a row because she feels like they will feed the next generation of music.
To see these new faces interested in music, not only carrying on a tradition, but carrying it further beyond their tradition. Music evolves because it's a living and breathing thing. And so the more people involved, no matter what the age, it means the music lives.
TSU's choir will continue to represent their HBCU through the songs they sing and spreading the gospel. Reporting from the Monterey Jazz Festival here in Monterey, California, Bradley Clark, KTSU 2 News.
That's awesome. Now, Dr. Obi, because of generous funding from events like this particular fundraiser and the other things that you all do throughout the year, that helps to underwrite students being able to participate in things like this. Because when they invite you to come out and perform, are all expenses paid?
Well, no, not by the venue that's inviting us. In
Right.
fact, very little oftentimes is covered by, or if any, is covered by. Now, in that case, I think Alaska Airlines may have paid for the plane tickets.
Okay,
But students have got to eat.
That's
They've got to
right.
sleep while they're at these away venues.
absolutely.
These can be very expensive for
Yes.
faculty who join them. In fact, on this trip, many of the faculty had to pay their own way or
That's
part of their
right.
own way.
That's right.
Wow.
So, anything that we can do to have more money to provide scholarships frees up the definite amount of money that exists within existing resources.
That's
So-
right.
So, any of your support will go a long way towards supporting students in their scholarship. I just want to say, which I'm sure you know, not all, but quite a high percentage of TSU students are first generation college students.
Wow.
So they don't have the example of college
Right.
study, first of all. And secondly, they oftentimes struggle financially throughout their college careers.
Yeah.
And if they're
Exactly.
working, an extraordinary amount of hours outside of going to class,
Right.
they don't do as well.
Right.
Many of these students, as I say, have not come from a background where they know how to study and all those things. So
Right.
it's helpful if they don't have to worry as much about money.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us about some of the programs that we're familiar with and who benefits from these fundraising events.
Well, as I said, the College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences, we call it CoLabs, contains the Department of History, the Department of Psychology, the Department of Sociology, the Department of Social Work, the Department of Visual and Performing Arts, which includes
Yes, that's what I
art
was wondering.
and
Yes.
theater, the Department of Music, the Department of Human Services and Consumer Sciences.
Wow.
Did I miss anybody?
Did you say English?
Oh, English, of course, English. Yeah.
Yes.
Foreign language.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
foreign language.
English and foreign language is the same department, but yes,
That's a lot. Now, this question came to me, and either one of you can kind of touch on this for me. How many if you can give a ballpark percentage of the students that come through the university are dependent upon some type of scholarship in order to go through the programs
I would
or
not
to get their degree?
I would not know that exact
Yeah,
number, but
I
I
would
can
either.
tell you I
It's a
could
high
probably
percent.
count them on two hands, the students that are coming there and writing the check.
Wow.
That would not be very, I
Yeah.
understand that what Shaq's kids are there, maybe they're there writing a check.
Yes.
But that would
One of
be-
his boys is on scholarship too.
well, there you go.
Yes.
He's an athlete or something.
Yeah, it's basketball.
So, but the point is that
A great number.
a great number,
A majority. I would think a majority.
and a large majority.
Yes.
It would be a very small percentage that are not on some kind of aid.
And so these programs like this are really essential, right, to
Yes.
helping our students matriculate through school.
Yes.
So when we come there on that Saturday, tell us about where on the campus is it going to take place? Where are people going to be gathering?
So you know where Blodgett Street is.
Mhm.
So it's on Blodgett, behind the student center. So there is a pavilion area that is behind the student center.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
you will come into the parking area.
Right.
There's plenty of parking back there.
Great.
There's a
Is it
grassy.
paid parking or is it free parking?
It's free.
Okay.
Plenty of parking back there.
So is it going to be? I'm just confused. Is it going to be inside a venue or is it going to be
It's
outside?
outside.
Oh.
It's outside.
Oh, okay.
It's right, where the football stadium is.
Yeah.
It's right in that general area.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
there's grassy area.
Yeah,
It's
I know
shaded.
exactly.
That's
where,
great.
What all the homecoming exits?
Yes.
The tailgate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in
Okay.
that
Okay. I
area.
wasn't at the tailgate.
I
seen
was.
the tailgate. Yes, I've seen the tailgate.
So it'll be set up
Okay.
similar to that fashion.
Dr. Obi,
Yes.
tell us what was the genesis of this particular fundraiser? Why Boots and Bling?
Because when we first decided to do it, it was during rodeo season,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that Texans like rodeo.
Because he's not from Texas.
He's not a Texan,
I'm not a
but he
Texan.
got here as fast as he could.
I've been here a long time. And also, as I may have mentioned, when we were trying to do these dinners,
Mhm.
there was so much cost that went into the dinner, and we had a venue that was relatively small. We could only sell
Right.
like 100 tickets.
Yeah.
And we could only charge so much for the entry fee.
Right.
So fully half of the money that we earned went back into paying the bills for the event.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So just on a practical level, if we can charge $25, which is what we're doing to come in and enjoy all the events.
Right.
Vendors are charged $75. And we felt like we'd get a better return on money to be able to do for the students.
Well, it sounds like it's very cost effective.
And all ages, and all ages were there.
Yes,
All
and that's the
ages
thing,
were
too,
there. Yeah.
because you can't,
It's a
children
family
and,
affair.
and students.
Yeah, children
cannot
don't want to be at a
come.
banquet.
Right, and
Yeah.
students. I mean, the college students.
That's
they're
right.
not even. But they weren't able. They could have come, but at $100,
It's cost prohibitive. That's right. That's right.
And I feel like another element of this is that doing it this way, we're able to pull in the community.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Where
Exactly.
when you have a dinner, you can pull in the community, but it's more prohibitive.
That's right.
Right. This you can really pull in the community. The community can see what we're doing as collabs,
Yes.
right? And it's more inviting.
Absolutely. And you know what? I was thinking of this too. There are some groups and churches that have youth groups, and they may want to, a lot of times people are looking for a worthwhile cause to sponsor. They may want
Right.
to send a group of 10 students
Exactly.
for $250 so that
Well,
they can have.
Also, let me just say that
Mhm.
children under the age of 12, $10.
Okay,
And,
that's a big thing.
Right.
People need to know that. So if
and
you
college students with ID, $10.
Yeah.
and I'm so glad you said that, Dr. Obi, because now that is going to be, where I could see right now, my niece is a college student and she's gonna, $25, that may be the gas that gets her back to school. But $10, she can come and borrow that from me, or I'll give it to her. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing that, yeah, go ahead.
So for high school seniors who are interested in coming to TSU and interested in seeing,
That's a great place
and interested in talking to some of the professors,
Yes.
to some who are interested.
Will they all be there?
Will they all be there so they can have like a hands-on meet and greet?
Well, that's one of the things I was going to say. One of the why I was a little late. So I did a couple of things today, and one of them was a college recruiting event.
Yes.
And I talked about what we were doing next weekend. So it's like all of the things, right? A way to expose students to TSU,
to the university.
collabs.
Absolutely.
Come out, see what we're doing, and hopefully we'll be able to attract students to TSU.
And the reason I say that because a lot of students, I should say, not people, but a lot of high school students, I'm like, oh, TSU too close to home. It's home. And a lot of times
And they don't know what they offer
understand
even.
is what they
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah.
All they hear is TSU and they're like, no, that's home. I don't want to be home.
Yeah.
But if they knew the programs and everything
That's
they
right.
have to offer, then, maybe.
And you know what? I can't think of a better way for, and a lot of times students, they don't necessarily want to come on a college visit with their parents and have the parent, around the whole time while they're walking around. This is a time for them to come and actually see some of the programs that they are interested in, maybe being performed. The marching band, is that part of the college?
The marching band is a part of the college, yes.
Okay. See, those kind of things, I didn't even know that. So if someone wants to be a part of the marching band, that's part of collabs. If you want to be part of one of the performing ensembles, musical ensembles, there was a jazz singer on one of the videos today. She was fantastic. And another guy who was I can't remember the name of it, but she was being backed by an ensemble, a jazz ensemble. They were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Well, the jazz program certainly is a part of the music department.
Yeah.
Those students take applied lessons with our faculty, and many of them are going towards music degrees. Now, let me say that a person can be a member of one of those ensembles or choir or the marching band or the wind ensemble, which is a classical band that plays as well within the department. Those students are mostly music majors, but not all.
Right.
So students can learn about instruments and continue if they started in high school studying
Right.
an instrument and they want to keep playing or singing, but they don't necessarily want to major in music, they can still participate in those ensembles.
Okay.
Also, there is additional scholarship money available for students who participate in those music ensembles.
Wow.
And they can get that money no matter what
Their major.
their major.
Really?
That's solid. Wow.
Yeah.
That is, and enough. There aren't enough people who know about this.
Yeah.
And this was such a creative for when you guys came up with this concept. It was such a creative way to get the word out there, and to make because when people think about, I'm going to tell you, and you guys know this, when people think about a fundraiser, I think about, oh, okay, let me go ahead and click on this link and just give this money and go on about my. But this is an event that actually you are excited about going.
Yeah. And it's interactive.
That's right.
And that's what we want. We want people to be involved.
That's absolutely right.
And then when you also think about fundraisers on a grander scale, you think, oh my God, how much are these tickets going to be? How much are these tables going to be?
And it's cost prohibitive.
Right. Like how much is, I'm talking about the people that can't afford and want to be a part. The first thing, especially for me, because I go to galas a lot.
She's a gala girl.
So it's like, oh my God, how much is this table going to cost me? How much these tickets going to cost me? Am
I going to be able to fill my table?
Yeah. Right. So it's just like,
And what are the times, Dr. Obi? What time is it going to start?
11 to 3 this year.
Okay.
11 to 3 this year. I also wanted to say we want people to come and interact and be a part of it. And if they want to donate and they can't make it to the event itself,
yes,
they can go and give online. We were not able to display the link because of some
technical
issues
glitches,
with Facebook doesn't like that so much. But they can just go to College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences Boots and Bling event -giving at TSU. While you keep talking, I'm going to look that up to make sure I said
Is there
the
a
right
QR code?
And
I think the QR code is on the.
Was it on the flyer?
I think it's on the flyer.
And I'm going to pull up that flyer in just a minute. I'm going to pull that up because I want everyone to see it. I can't remember that if it was on there, but we're going to pull it up to make sure that that information is there. But there was something else that I wanted to say regarding the when I went last year. My sister and I went last year, and we left there with bags of stuff. Okay, and I believe it was the art department. We got some limited edition prints. They gave them to us.
Oh, that's right. We didn't talk about the silent auction that we had.
It was wonderful.
And there'll be lots of wonderful artwork and other kinds of things. And we also want to say that if one has something great at your house that you don't need and you want to donate it to us to have a whole nother life,
yes,
please reach out to Professor Austin James and drop it by him. And if you can't get here, I'll find a way to get it to the thing. It may be something that you don't expect.
Yes.
Like a great KitchenAid stand mixer or
the vintage type thing. Yes.
Pot or something like that.
Yes.
If somebody can get that for $50 rather than $400 like they're going to buy it in the store,
right,
and it has been gently used, that's something that we'd be able to use.
Absolutely. Now this is the flyer. It did not have that on there.
I'm gonna find it.
But we're gonna make sure that we get that. Even if we have to drop it in the chat, we're gonna get it there. But tell us a little bit about. Let me make sure that this is correct. Oh, that's some of the fun. Yeah, that's some of the face painting that was there. Absolutely. And what are we looking at? Oh, that's one of the Step and Repeat, a family that's out there. They're bringing their kids. So this is definitely something you can bring the kids to.
Absolutely.
Very family friendly, it looks like.
Absolutely. And there was another. Now this is going to look familiar, and we want people to know that TSU is the kind of university that's known all over the world.
It is. Michael
and that's right. And if you watch Good Morning America like I do every morning, he's a TSU alum.
He is.
And he probably at some point was benefited from the College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences.
Oh, I'm quite sure he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's the kind of thing that TSU has produced. Not the Prairie View hasn't, Rebecca, but TSU
I'm going to go
has.
ahead and let these people have their shine today.
Not
Don't
that,
hate over there, Rebecca.
not that Prairie View hasn't, but
No, but my dad is a TSU alum. So.
absolutely, and my father too. Now you mentioned the College of Performing Arts and Visual Arts.
Department of Visual and Performing
Yes,
Arts.
yes. Are there going to be any exhibits from them?
Well, yes, we
Perhaps?
will have artwork that has been donated by faculty and students that
For the
will be
silent
for
auction?
sale in the silent auction.
Wow. You guys should have seen this artwork last year. This artwork was amazing.
Yes.
And I believe there were some masks that were handmade African masks with authentic fabric. We
Yes.
got some really nice things, and some of those prints. It was phenomenal, and that was just the first year. So I'm expecting this year we're going to be seeing some things that we didn't even see last year.
Yeah, I think you will. And just to correct, well, I don't think I did said it correctly.
Okay.
Spelled out College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences, and with the symbol, not with the word written out. Boots and Bling event dash TSU giving. If you type that into your search engine, it'll take you directly to that page, and you can donate. First of all, you can purchase your tickets in advance.
Yes.
For $25 or $10. You can pay a vendor fee. We have some vendors that have been locked down and they're paying a certain way.
Yes.
But you need to let me know so that I can make sure the preparations are there for you. Or you can bring a check to the event itself. You talk to me if you want to be a vendor. And also, you can make a donation for any amount. Maybe there's some wealthy person that's listening to this broadcast, or not so wealthy one that says, listen, I've got an extra $100. Let me give that to those collab scholarship kids, or $500. Or you just want to give $10. Just give it.
That's right.
We will take it all.
That's right. and it is going to help someone. They went to the Monterey Jazz Festival last year and this year too, right? Is it coming up? It's upcoming?
It's in the fall.
It's in the fall. Okay. So they went last year, but the Monterey Jazz Festival isn't the only type of event that we want to be able to send these students to. If an opportunity comes up, we want to be able to send them, even if it's international.
And that is true. And let me just say, music is my department, and I've taught in that department for 28 years. And the faculty in the Department of History are doing great work. Those students have to go to conferences, support their research, and so forth. The social work department is doing great work. All of the departments are doing great work, and those students deserve support as well.
Absolutely.
We're not just supporting music students or art students or theater students. We're supporting students throughout the entire college in every academic area of endeavor within liberal arts and behavioral sciences.
Now, what college do the debaters come under? Is there a debate team at Texas
The debate team is open to any student.
Okay.
Now, I will say that the debate team coach teaches in the College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral
How did I know that? How did I know that?
Yeah.
How did I know that? And that's the kind of thing. So when there's an opportunity for students to be able to take part in things that they may never be able to take part in, this is what a fundraiser like this underwrites.
Yes.
We don't want to ever have a situation where there's an opportunity and because of money, the students aren't able to participate, or they have to pull out because everyone can't participate.
Right.
And you may not be able to give $100, but what if 30 people give $100? That may be able to underwrite a field trip. A local, not local, but a state field trip for the students, and we want to be able to give them every opportunity possible.
Yes,
absolutely.
Ms. Tamika, let me ask you this. Now, in the history department, I got because I'm a history buff.
Okay.
I got a letter, an email today, and it's interesting how this happens sometimes. I got an email today from an organization that I have worked with as a middle school teacher for some years called Constituting America. Okay, and they actually sponsor a contest every year for middle school and high school students, um, uh, letting them express in whatever way they want to, be it visually with a skit or with a rap or with a PSA, what the Constitution means to them. And let me tell you what's frustrating when you have the organization contacted me today and they said, Crystal, we have funds that we have and scholarships that we want to be able to send out to use, but we don't have anyone to send it. We can't find anyone who can take advantage of it. I said, well, I'm not with my school that I was with last year. I'm not with them anymore, but I'm going to try to find someone who could. Now that's when it becomes frustrating for me, because here's someone wanting to present this opportunity to students. They send groups of students to Washington, D.C. with their teachers every year, all expenses paid, and to not be able to find enough students to participate in something like that's a once in a lifetime.
That is.
Yeah. And Rebecca, you are.
I did it the first year.
Yeah.
I did it the first year.
And
that it was presented.
And you also were one of these students that traveled with the history department when you were in school. So organizations and schools being able to provide these opportunities to students is so important.
So just real quick, the college that I was a part of at Prairie View was political science, and I had a chance to study in Ghana for a month abroad, and I was studying African women in politics, and that was such an enriching experience for me.
That's liberal arts.
It's liberal arts.
Absolutely.
And I was one of the first students at Prairie View to travel and study abroad. And then they started making annual trips. And now they have what is known as PV Global. And PV Global is a program where all students study different things in different disciplines. They get to study abroad too.
So
that's awesome.
We do have in our department a study abroad,
Wow,
where students who they can travel, they go to Tanzania with the history department.
They have to pay for it.
The funds
they raise money.
Well, I'm sorry, Tamiko, and I take a group of students to Paris every summer, and the cost is greatly subsidized by the
Great. That's what I'm getting
so
at.
That comes from the College of International Studies support students.
Okay.
So the amount of money that they end up paying ends up being about the cost of what the plane fare is. And in my case, I don't know about the Tanzania program. I'm thinking about paying to go myself to Tanzania this summer with them. But they paid one year like $1,500 last year. And really, you can't get a plane ticket for that amount. That included 10 days. It included their housing. It included most of their food. It included entry to numerous museums and different kinds of events.
Yeah.
So this was easily a $5,000 trip for these students that they ended up paying like $1,500.
And you know what? And the point that I'm making is this, Dr. Obi. If enough people find out about an event like this and know that these are the types of opportunities that are afforded to students, and this is shared, think about how many more people would be able to take advantage of that. If you all took a group last year and that was maybe 15 students or so?
Not even that many, but I get your point. Yeah.
What if you're able the next year to take double that amount? Then the next year, diametrically, it could just really be something that could affect so many other students and present them with opportunities. And like we said, you said many of the students are first year college students. Many of them haven't been on a plane.
I found that to be the case.
Yeah. Many of them have not been out of the state.
Right.
And certainly out of the United States.
Right.
So being able to, it's a point of pride to be able to support something like Boots and Bling and know that you had a part in that, where you may not have been able to buy the $300 ticket to the bank, to the gala. You can buy the $30 ticket or the $25 ticket,
To the
or
festival.
sponsor for $250 a group of 10 students who can go and be a part of that and learn about what the university has to offer.
That is so true.
So it's so far reaching.
Absolutely.
It's so far reaching.
I liked what you think, girl.
I do too. And
It-
I don't
it
want to
is.
speak for Dr. Obi, but I am a part of the Student Enhancement Committee, which
Yes,
is responsible for putting together this event.
yes,
But I do believe that that's part of Dr. Obi's vision,
yes,
right? Is to, because this is about enhancing,
yes,
students' opportunities.
right.
So I really do believe that that is what Dr. Obi is trying to do,
Yes,
right? In reaching that goal to make these opportunities available for students so that they can do all of these wonderful things. Because even with history, we just recently we had a couple of students who, one of our students, history students, he wanted to have an article published,
Mhm.
and we also encouraged him to apply to present at two conferences. He got accepted.
Uh-huh.
And so
Wonderful.
now
That's awesome.
it's just a matter of, getting him to the conferences. So we're doing all of these things.
And Tamiko, what percentage of students at Texas Southern right now, especially in collabs, what percentage would you say, if you could guesstimate, are international students?
Ooh.
Is there a large number of international students?
Maybe like 3 or 4%.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's not
okay.
bad. That's not too
But
bad.
I know this just in Dr. Obi, when you sent me, all the pictures and the videos, I know that there are a lot of it's very multicultural
Yeah,
now,
It is
where it may not have been as multicultural 20 years ago.
Oh, certainly not.
Definitely.
And I think those things go in waves, quite frankly.
Mhm.
But it is an HBCU. That history is strong at the
Yes.
school. But if you will go through the program in terms of faculty and the students,
Yes,
you'll find it's a very diverse experience nowadays.
yes,
Certainly, students, we have a lot of Hispanic students. We have students from the African continent, which
Yes.
is also diverse. We have a lot of students that are white or European
Mhm.
heritage students as well.
yes,
So it's growing more and more diverse. Obviously, students nowadays are much more open about
absolutely.
their LGBTQ status,
Yes.
all those
Yes.
different things. And this is what a university is about. The
That's right.
crossroads of people from different backgrounds,
That's right.
different cultures, different experiences that bring them to college.
And one thing that I can appreciate about all of our HBCUs, especially within the last 5 years, it has been such a big boost.
Yeah.
You hear more
Mhm.
children choosing
That's right.
HBCUs. I'm talking about to the point where other universities are not even in the choice.
Yes.
It's like, I'm choosing one of these 10 HBCUs I got accepted
And that didn't used to be the case.
No.
and it didn't used to be the case. So I am like, I'm in awe because I never
Yes.
thought. I'm a 4th generation HBCU graduate.
Yeah.
So there was no other option for me.
Right.
It just was not. It's HBCU or you're gonna work. Like
Yeah.
that's just what that was.
I love it.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just in shock and awe, and to see the celebrities promoting HBCUs,
Yes.
to see them donating to HBCUs,
Yes.
and the numbers that to have HBCU initiatives in Congress, like I
And to
never
see
thought I would see
the alumni support like we've never seen before.
yes.
There was a time when it was hard to shake those trees and get that money from alums sometimes, but now the alums are coming back and saying, I'm proud to be part of this particular university, and I want to do what it takes to support, and sending their kids back there.
Right, for the Labor Day Classic Gala. This was our first annual Labor Day Classic Gala last year. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go. I know that I'm probably going to be 4 young alumni there, but whatever. I'm going to go and support.
And it was full of them.
And it was almost like a mini homecoming because I was like,
Wow.
are you serious? Like, these are people my age.
Yeah.
Buying tables and tickets. And so just to see the robustness of the promotion of
Yes.
HBCUs, like I'm in shock and awe every single time.
And Dr. Obi and Miss Tamiko, tell me this, only because I don't know, but I think I may know, but correct me if I'm wrong. Texas Southern University is one of the first African American HBCUs in Texas.
No, ma'am.
No.
Prairie View A&M University is.
No, I didn't say the first. I said one of the first.
No, they didn't come
I
to
don't think so
19.
either, because
There's
TSU.
Wiley and
It's a
Bishop,
Wiley,
Bishop and
Wiley, Bishop, and PB.
Well, I think that's the unique thing about TSU.
Yeah.
Let's
You
look
know,
at
I
it
know
this way.
that.
Yeah.
TSU came about. Let me go back.
Mhm.
Many of the HBCUs around the country came about after Reconstruction.
That's
Yes.
right.
So
That's
they were
right.
brought about by either, well, the whole culture, church connected with
That's
churches,
right.
or the
Grants.
abolitionists,
Yes.
people,
Yes.
right.
1876 over here.
A&M kinds of universities,
Yes.
or what we call normal schools.
That's
They
right.
teach
Grants.
black people
Right.
to be teachers, or to
Right.
teach on the
Yeah.
farm, or
That's right.
to do things,
TSU is unique in a different way.
because
Right.
it came out of the whole civil rights movement, right?
Yes.
Right.
And
And a push from black people wanting something that wasn't there.
Established when?
So
1947.
TSU?
Yeah.
well, the name,
47.
right? But it's in the 20s when it's
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
actually
So the name
established.
changed?
Yeah.
It's 27.
Yeah.
27, I
When
think.
it's actually it
Yeah.
actually comes into fruition.
And it's
Right.
been right there in that spot.
Right. Because there was no school
Yes.
in Houston.
That's right.
But you have this burgeoning middle class.
That's right.
And there was no school for
African
that
American
middle class.
let me hush and let the historian tell us.
Yes,
Go
yes.
ahead.
Tell us about it, Miss Tamiko.
And Prairie View, wonderful school, but it was so far away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not like it is today where you
Right.
have,
Cars
rapid
and
transportation
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
all these freeways, and you can get to Prairie View almost instantaneously.
Right.
And so that middle class that was here is saying we need a school.
That's right.
Right. And so working with Houston ISD,
Yes.
and that middle class is saying, look, give us this school.
Right.
And this is how Texas Southern is established.
And was the land donated, or how or was that land purchased by the university?
So the land comes about from Cullen, right?
Okay.
And so there's this issue with the University of Houston, because
Right, right.
you have whites saying, okay, so we're gonna have these black people get this school, and we
Right, right.
But it starts at San Jacinto, because what was happening is you have this push that's all across the nation, right? For they're night schools,
Yes.
but they're also I can't think of the name of it, but it's sort of like what
Vocational?
it's not vocational. It's sort of like what you do when you're working, but you're not really getting credit for the classes.
Okay. I
Right.
understand what you're saying.
And
Yeah.
you couldn't get a degree.
Exactly. You can get a certificate.
You can
but
get a
not
certificate,
but not a
you don't
degree.
get a degree.
Yes.
And that is not going to afford you anything.
That's right.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
right.
And so you need an actual school where you're going to get a
Get it.
degree so
That's
you
right.
can get a job.
That's right.
Right. And so there's that push. And so it actually starts at Houston Community, well, what becomes Houston Community College,
Mhm.
but it's San Jacinto High School,
Yes.
which is Central College.
That's right.
HCC Central.
That's right.
right. And so black people are going at night.
Exactly.
And then it looks like U of H is started first, but they're started at the same time.
Exactly.
And then under the separate but equal clause, right? So wherever there was a African, wherever there was a PWI,
Mhm.
predominantly white institution, it had to be an HBCU.
Because that's the way that the Constitution
Constitution set it up.
was set up.
Right.
The
Under
book
Reconstruction.
that you can really understand all of this is Dr. Merlene Petrie.
Mhm.
She wrote Born to Serve,
Okay.
which really lays out the history of Texas Southern University.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That could be a whole nother podcast.
Oh yeah, it could.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then you like bring us
Could
all back and bring
I
Dr.
know.
Peach
I
back.
know.
Well,
I
Dr. Peach
know.
is still around. I was going to
Yeah,
I
say
know.
she definitely is.
I
Bring
know.
her
Could
back
you tell I was
and
just
let her
hanging on
talk
every
about that
word?
book.
You know that history.
I didn't know all those details.
I know
either,
that
so.
that is
And so
awesome.
so TSU goes through these names, right? It's T-Sun,
Yeah.
Texas State University for Negroes.
Yes.
Right. I'll never forget. I was in San Marcos and I had because Texas State
Yes.
in San Marcos has the same colors.
Okay.
And I had the T-shirt on,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, "Oh, you." I was like, "No, like, look at the name."
That's right.
And
Yes.
they said T-Sun. They were like, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, this is Texas Southern University."
That's right. That's
Right.
right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's fascinating.
So
That's fascinating. I
27,
love it.
and we're coming up on our anniversary.
Oh
And
my
that
gosh.
was like the same thing for Prairie View when Texas A&M was established under that
Mhm.
Constitution. Prairie View was established. It was the same thing for LSU and Southern. When LSU was established, they had to have a Negro college in that same area at the same time, and that's how Southern University got established. So this is how all our HBCUs got. It was separate but equal.
So
It was separate but unequal.
Unequal, right.
But with all that being
Yeah.
said, with all that being said, if you are thinking about going to Texas Southern, if you are thinking about sending one of your students to Texas Southern, you need to be out on March the 2nd at
Yes.
this festival.
Yes.
You really do, because you know, to be able to have people come out and interact with the professors and see those departments basically in action. That's something that
Yes.
you're not always afforded that opportunity. You know. So before we leave, Dr. Obi, one more time, tell us how we can connect. If vendors want to connect, if donors and supporters want to connect, how will they do that? We'll make sure that we put something in the link, but how would they do that?
Just write into your search engine College of Liberal Arts, ampersand Behavioral Sciences, Boots and Bling event dash TSU Giving. If you have a problem with that link, give me a call or send me an email in my office. And my office email is jason.oby, spelled OBY, at tsu.edu.
Give me your phone number.
No. No, you can have my number. Don't wear it out now.
Office number.
The
Office calls forward to myself. So, but call me.
Yes.
And I respond to emails immediately just about anyway. But you can call me at 713-313-7662.
Good. And this is something that, guys, let me tell you, not everyone is going to have the opportunity to participate because there's limited space. There's limited space if you want to be a vendor, but not limited space if you want to come out and support. That is the second annual Boots and Bling Fundraising Gala Festival at Texas Southern University on March the 2nd. Ms. Tamiko, a last word? Are we going to see you line dance?
Well,
Line dancing. It's going to be fun. Line
I'll
dancing.
try. I will try.
A bouncy house, a mechanical bull,
Yes.
face painting for the kids.
Is there an age limit for that bouncy house? I'm just asking for it.
You get over there and bounce. You go bounce.
But listen, thank you guys so much for coming out. Texas Southern University, College of Liberal and Behavioral Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences. I was going to get it right. I was going to correct myself till I got it right. Yes. Thanks for coming out. We'll make sure that we get that information into the chat. And Rebecca, Dr. Obi, Ms. Tamiko, like we say every week, we can do it. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for having us.
Thank
You
you so
are
much for your
welcome. You are
support,
so welcome. We love it. We love having you guys here.